You're listening to Bodify Insider from Bodify Functional Fitness.
En muy buenas tardes, noches, dependiendo en qué momento estén escuchando. Bienvenidos al podcast Bodify Insider. Y como cada semana, por supuesto, me acompaña Mr. Pedro Sáenz. ¿Cómo estamos, Pedro?
I'm doing great, my brother. How you doing?
Doing great. Started to run.
What? All right, he's back.
So I'm fearing my season yet. Todavía. So
Well,
I
you don't know
really
it,
have.
the big
I have a
race?
couple of races in mind, but I haven't defined which ones are going to be my A races
Okay.
and some B and C's like around along the way.
Yeah,
Este,
absolutely. I've been thinking about it too. It's you want to do everything. I get it. I'm the same way. We have so many races to even just here in Texas, but it's always nice to get that big one out of state, out of the country, out of the state, make a trip out of it. So I kind of like the Vermont thing, and that'd be my A race because that needs to be. If you're doing Vermont,
true,
that needs to be your A race.
true.
Everything falls underneath that one. But then we got HYROX Houston, and I want to go defend myself in DEKA in Austin. There's so much races, but I just got to sit down on a calendar and put it down. But I'm excited. It's gonna be a fun year. I'm feeling
And
good.
and talking about races, like that's one of the topics that we're going to be talking today.
Right.
Especially this weekend's event, which is going to be the first one of this year
Yeah.
and the second one for Bodify, right?
Well, this is the first one for Bodify. The Deadly Dozen.
Well, we did the test last year.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah,
That was a
you're right.
small thing.
Yeah, it's kind of like a half race. It's really the
Uh,
test. Kind of get people moving. We did it there in the north there in the studio. Yeah, so you're right. We did something Deadly Dozen ish,
mhm.
but this one's a
Okay.
full blown Deadly Strong. So,
Before we dive into the race, uh, well, we have done multiple deck events.
yeah.
We go to the HYROX events in Texas, around the US and in Mexico now as well. Pero for the people that haven't heard or don't know about Deadly Dozen, ¿qué es
Yeah.
Deadly Dozen, Science?
Deadly Dozen is just another one of this hybrid racing, um, you know, organizations that we became an affiliate with them last year sometime. I'm not sure how long it's been, but we affiliated with them. They're out of Europe, out of London, and it's really grown. It's exploding in Europe. It's barely making its way to the United States. Kind of the way HYROX started. It started in Germany and then started exploding there in Europe, and now it made its way to the United States and it's exploded. I've done research on how fast it's grown, and I was talking to Dan the other day, and when we did it in Dallas the first year, which was 2022, I think,
Mm-hmm.
um, it was 1,700 racers, and in this last one that we went to, there was over 40,000 racers, not including spectators, so double that. And that's 80,000 people in a weekend. That now they're making them 4-day events. It's just hybrid racing has exploded. And Deadly Dozen is just another one that's it's a lot of fun. They kind of changed it up to where it's a lot of upper body stuff too. That's
Mm-hmm.
what to me it differentiates itself from DEKA that way, and even HYROX to a certain extent is
Mm-hmm.
it's much more upper body stuff. Like you're gonna feel it, and then it's got the extra stations too. I don't know if we have that, where we could show you guys, but all the
Mm-hmm.
different stations you're gonna feel it, and it's definitely a good balance of upper and lower body, but it's way more upper body stuff than what you're used to with DEKA and even HYROX.
And
So
compared to HYROX, it's 8 rock zones.
uh-huh,
DEKA is 10 DEKA zones.
right.
And for Deadly Dozen,
It's
it's
12
12.
12 labors is what
Labors.
they call them. Yeah, 12 labors is what they call them. So, it's 6 where you're moving around, where you're going like on a 10-meter back and forth. So there's 6 of those, and there's 6 stationary ones that you're just in place. So I could show you the map, or you guys that signed up will have access to that tonight. I know Sarah's sending everybody, all the athletes, their athlete handbook, and it'll kind of show you how it's going to work and everybody's times and all that stuff. But yeah, so there's 12 of these. So it's a much longer race than what you don't think this is DEKA Strong, where you're knocking it out in 20 minutes. You elite people 15 minutes, you're not going to do it in that amount of time. Now you're looking at more like 30 minutes to an hour for average athlete. So it's a longer event. There's pace involved. There's a lot of movements, but it's a lot of fun. A lot of my coaches have been trying it out and timing themselves so we know what to expect. And we're all excited for our first one. Then we're showcasing the South location, which is beautiful. I love that studio. And that way you guys can all see it. Tomorrow we're going and taping it all up. That way we're ready for you guys at 7:30 a.m. we start. So get there by 7. That way you check in, you warm up, and you guys are ready to roll.
And this is a race that if you have done like a DEKA event, a HYROX, or you have in mind something like HYROX, this is pretty much like again, hybrid racing. So different format in a way that you're gonna be doing some different movements, but what the body experiences is pretty much the same, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a perfect blend in my opinion, and this is why hybrid racing has exploded on it, because it's a beautiful blend of athleticism, it's conditioning, strength, running, not this weekend, but it's a nice blend to where you're overall it's great for your health. It's going to get you in great shape. You're able to compete, at a high level once you start, building or doing these types of workouts. I think that's why people like them, is because you get results too. Um, it's just a byproduct of this type of training, to where you're an overall athlete. You have conditioning, you have strength, you build endurance, and that's the beauty of it. And I think that's why the popularity. It's not hard to talk people into trying this sort of stuff, because it's fun and it works. And then you get to gamify it and you get to compete. And I think everybody has that, no matter what you say. Yeah, I'm not competitive. Everybody has a little competitiveness in them. And I think that these type of events bring it out in you in a healthy way. And even if you're just competing against your prior self, which most people are, it's not really competing against the person next to you or the person that went before you. It's you against you, and you time this one and you get a little bit better along the way. And I think that builds a lot of self-esteem and confidence, and nothing but good things happen at events like this. So I think that's why this sport has exploded, not only in Laredo but in the world.
Now, also the fun part about Deadly Dozen, it's that, how can I explain this? Like, you can make the event in multiple ways. What do I mean by this? This one is going to be just the labors, right? Which is the zones,
Right.
right? And then there's another format that you can do pretty much the same labors, but in between you have just the skier, right?
Right. Yeah.
Or just the rower,
Right. Or the
or
bike.
run the
Or
bike
run.
as well. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, the run one is like the DEKA Fit. That one, the big corporate puts those on at a track. So when there's the run one, it's at a track, and it's a 400-meter run, which is one lap around a true track. And they put the labors inside, on the turf or on the grass or whatever. So that's usually the way they run it. They run it in bigger cities, kind of like the way they do with DEKA Fit at their events. But you're absolutely right. There is so many combinations. They have one where this is the strong, so this is just the labors. But when you do the ergs, you can have a combination of bike and ski. You can have another combination of bike, ski, and row. Just ski and row. Like, they give you so many different options to where we can have so much fun with this thing. And it's just, you get to play with all the toys, and playing around with all the toys is a lot of fun. So yeah.
And the labors never change, right? For the
No.
And the order is also the same one.
Correct.
For example, for this Saturday, we have deadly strong, right?
It's deadly strong, yeah.
So it's number zone or labor number 1, farmer's carry.
Right.
240 meters.
Yeah, it's a good little carry.
Okay. And let me see if I can see the weights. No, I can't see the weights right now. But
it's not that heavy.
Let's go zone by zone. Then we have the deadlift, which is with kettlebells, right?
With one kettlebell. It's a 70-pounder.
Kettlebell.
For the guys.
Okay.
For the guys, it's a 70-pounder. And for the females, I think it's like a 53 pounds, something like that. Not heavy, guys, Where they get you is with the reps. It's a lot of reps.
And then lunges, right?
Right. Then lunges, I think it's
60 meters.
60 meters, okay.
Well, that's what I see here.
Yeah.
And then snatch, 60 reps.
Yeah, alternating single arm snatches.
Burpee broad jump.
Everybody's favorite.
House special.
Sure. House special, absolutely.
Goblet squat, 60 reps.
Yeah. Goblet squat with a kettlebell.
And then a front carry, which is a plate.
Yeah, right? So you can hold it in many different ways. We're sending all the athletes all the rules. You'll have a link to a YouTube video. And the guys, it's a 55, and I think females, I think it's a 45. Don't quote me on that. You guys will, it's all in the athlete program. But yeah, you just carry it, in front of you, here or down. And yeah, it's a plate. And
then we got bear crawl, right?
Ooh, yeah, another fan favorite, the bear crawl. That one's pretty decently long.
It's 120 meters.
120 meters, yeah. So yeah, we got a 10-meter lap. So that's 12 rounds or 12 laps on the 10-meter course. So
okay,
it's gonna be fun.
And then clean and press.
Yeah, with the plate.
Clean and press. I don't know if it's with the plate or with
the plate
dumbbells.
Yeah,
and
not
then
heavy.
Overhead carry, which is a plate.
Yeah, that one you don't have to lock out. You just have to have the whole of the plate over your head. So, and it can't rest on your head. Bunch of different rules, but we'll make it very clear. Your judges will get you and give you all the instructions. But yeah, that one's gonna be good too.
And then you close with devil press.
Definitely a fan favorite, but the rep count on that one is 20. So yeah, everything is 60 and like super high rep. This one it's really lightweight and so it's
the devil press. It's a burpee, right?
It's a burpee with a snatch. Yeah, it's a burpee with a snatch with dumbbells. Yeah.
Don't scare him, Chuy. Una burpee encabronada nada más.
Yeah, exactly. For sure. But yeah, 12 zones, the weight is not crazy, but it is very high reps. That's why it kind of takes a bit to get the race done. But and again, if you notice, there's a lot of upper body movements, a lot of shoulders,
core.
So lots of core, lots of shoulders, a little bit of legs too. but you're definitely going to feel your upper body working in this race compared to the others, much more. So pace yourselves, have fun, smile. The music will be blasting. The judges are going to be informing you, so don't worry. Just do your thing, and it'll all work out.
Now, for people that probably haven't visited Bodify Southgate, which is in South Laredo and at Southgate Plaza, you're gonna find Bodify on once you go into the plaza all the way to the right, second floor. Okay,
Yeah, second
so
floor.
it's a big open space, and that's where the challenge is gonna take place, right?
Right. Yeah, we have a map for you on the athlete handbook, so you can't get lost. Well, you can even click on it on the PDF, and you can it'll take you to Google Maps. Put it in your car, put it on your phone, and it'll lead you right to us. Just make sure you give yourself enough time, because again, this is in the south location. Don't show up at the north. Nobody will be there. It's closed. It's dark. We're all exactly. Don't call. You know where we're at. I'm not going to answer my phone that morning. We're going to be busy. So, Southgate.
Okay, perfect. And I see that it's going to be uh like 3 lanes for men and 3 lanes for women, right?
Yeah, we're going to have all the weights for the guys on one
Oh, I
side.
see it
And
here.
yeah, there you go. So, yeah, one side will be for guys, one side will be for the ladies, and in the middle will be the stationary zones. So, that way we keep everything nice and in order, and that
Hmm.
way all you guys got to do is worrying about doing the work, and we will point you in the right direction. Everybody will have their own lane when they're on the course. uh, so yeah, it's a long time, so there might be multiple people on the course at the same time, obviously, but I think the way we're sending 4 people at a time, 2 guys and 2 girls, or 2 guy teams and 2 women teams. But co-ed teams count as a guy team because you're using the guys' weights. So don't
Hmm.
forget that. Co-ed teams use guy weights, and it's not crazy weight again. So, but you can make the guy do more work if you want.
Now, I also you mentioned something important at the beginning, which is like if you're not going to do the event, like go and support,
Yes.
cheer. A lot of people that you see now on the course nowadays, they started as a
Yes.
spectator.
Absolutely.
So a lot of the times it doesn't start with your first race, but it starts just with by showing up, supporting, and feeling the energy, looking
Yes.
at other people like accomplish this challenge. So it is exciting, even when you don't know the person. Like you see them putting the work, or people like maybe like struggling on the zone or something. It's just like pure energy and especially at Spotify events, there's always a super positive vibe. So you're gonna be just like you can enjoy the show.
Oh, it's a show. It really is. Everybody's putting their best effort. Uh, no matter what gym you're going to, you have tons of supporters screaming at you, yelling for you. You got families there. It's very family friendly event to where bring your kids. Let them watch mom and dad. Kick some ass. Who doesn't want to see that? And you get to brag in front of your kids. You get to brag in front of your wife or your husband, parents. There's nothing but positivity happening in that room. Nothing but positivity. So go and support, go and show up, and again, no matter what gym you belong to, come and cheer everybody on. As a community, we are a hybrid race community of Laredo, which is real and which is big. When we talk to uh, Coach Yancey, the leader of DEKA, when I talk to him, we talk about Laredo, and they have reverence for the Laredo community because we show up. I'll never forget it. A couple of years ago, when we went to DEKA Fit Austin, and he was there, and we wanted to take a picture. he gathered everybody together. There was like 70, 80 people there. And unbelievable, you know. And then this last time we went again, you know, he looks for us. When I was at the World Championship, you know, he came up to me and he was asking about Laredo. And I can't divulge too much information, but in 2026, we are going to have some really cool DEKA stuff for you guys, starting with the one in March. The one on March 21st, as soon as tickets go on sale, guys, get them. Get them because you're in for a treat. And I can't talk about it just yet because it's not 100%. But as soon as it is, I'm going to announce some really cool things for 2026 and even into 2027. So I've been in the lab. I've been working on some stuff, and I think you guys are going to like it. So yeah, be on the lookout. As soon as I get 100% confirmation, then you guys will be the first to know.
Y otra cosa también importante y padre, es que this Deadly Dozen event is pretty much like the starting line of a whole series of events.
Yeah, we have 6, you know, and that's just our events, you know. Then you got HYROX Houston, which is coming up on March 28th. Then you got DEKA Fit in Austin, which is always in May. Then they haven't released it, but I'm sure Dallas is going to have the October race, November, the HYROX race. Then you got the Mexico races in Monterrey and Mexico City. There's tons of races, guys. And that's why I say, you know, we all want to do everything, but you got to start planning your calendar. Nobody wants to get hurt. But plenty of exciting things that Bodify can train you for. And we get excited. We get, you know, hyped up for this stuff. We made a special program just for this type of racing that has been going great. So, you know, this is the first one.
Okay, before we move on into the training program, okay?
Right.
What is one recommendation, suggestion, advice for people that they're doing the event and then they get into that pain cave, like Jancy says, no? They started getting like this feeling like, oh, I think I'm not gonna make it, no? Like, what is the advice you can give them?
For me, it's gonna happen. You know, if you're pushing, you're gonna have that conversation with yourself that like, I can't do this, or this is too hard, and this is too extreme. I'm gonna let myself down. I'm gonna let my friends down. I'm gonna let my gym down. And you gotta throw all that shit away. You know, you're doing this for yourself. So what I always say when you're training for this stuff, that's where you got to start getting these demons out. And when it's race day is the fun day. You're putting all that effort in during your training, and that's where you're talking to your demons, and that's where you're doing all the hard work. But when it's go time, that's fun. And you have the ability to go and compete, and whether you're competing against the person next to you or you're competing against yourself in just what you thought you could do, I guarantee you, if you just go and you have fun and you lean on your training and lean on the energy of the room, that you are going to surprise yourself. And just don't fucking quit. That is the only rule that I have for you guys, is you can't fucking quit. Those words would never come out of your mouth, and I won't let you. And none of my coaches will let you. None of my staff will let you quit that race. So it doesn't matter how long it takes you. You are going to finish it, and you're going to feel accomplished. And it's just the beginning, because then you have something to come back on, to lean on. And I mean, I could go on and on and on about this subject. You know, it's you know, how it affects your daily life and doing hard shit. You know, that's my tagline. So on Saturday, go have fun and do some hard shit, because it's necessary.
And this event and everyone,
Yeah.
lo que sea, todos, like for example, like HYROX, DEKA, any type of DEKA event, you can make it hard or you can make it enjoyable or you can make it challenging. It's all on the effort. Okay, so my advice is don't go balls out on labors 1, 2, 3, 4, because you're gonna feel great. No, you're like, I just started, bam, 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 and you can knock them out like fast. But same as DEKA, everybody hits a wall on zone 7, which is the bike. Okay, so keep in mind that it's the beginning. It's like the start of the event. So enjoy it. Okay. Now, if you think you can't do this event, like I'm going to ask you this: can you do a 1 hour class at your gym?
Right.
You can do this.
Yeah. They're simple movement. They're not a lot of weight. And it's not impossible stuff. You know, just like DEKA, just like HYROX, they're hard. Hard is good. Okay. But they're not impossible. And everybody can do it. It's, you know, some might take a little bit longer than others, but that's the beauty of this sport. Everybody gets to finish. The only thing holding you back is this and then your heart. And we won't let you quit. So don't worry about that.
Control your breathing. That's going to be like control your breathing, your effort. Like if you start feeling like super like in the red zone, your brain is going to be like, what the hell? What is happening? No?
Yeah.
But control your breathing. Tell your brain everything is okay. I'm just doing a badass race.
Yeah.
I'm nailing it. I'm kicking ass.
Take a little break. Listen to some music. Give some high fives to people, then get back to it. You know, it's nobody's judging you there. Again, this is pure positivity happening in that room. And I can't wait. You know, I love it when new people do it. Like if this is your first race and you have that anxiety and that you know, you're super nervous. Oh, you just gotta, you know, lean into that feeling. I mean, that is, you're able to do this stuff. You know, think of how many people can't. And think about how many people won't because they don't have the courage yet. So all the people that you can influence just by the picture that you're going to put on social media, just by the video that somebody took of you, put it out there and like, hey, they did it. Maybe I could do it. And that's how we affect, you know, our, you know, just how we make Laredo grow, you know, and we change the world. Like it all starts with little things. And yeah, it sounds very cliche enough, but this is how we change the world. And this is how we change obesity in kids, because now they see mom and dad doing cool shit. And, oh, I want to do that. And you know what happens? They get in shape and they fall in love with exercise and they fall in love with challenges like this. You know, I love it when a kids see their parents and then I end up seeing them do it. And that's the beginning of change. And that's where I think that Laredo has such a huge hybrid athlete following that we're changing the way people live their lives. And it's beautiful to be a part of.
Y ahorita que mencionas eso, I think it's the same framework when, like you just mentioned, like kids see their parents doing this and they're like, you can probably do that too. And then on the next one, like, hey, I want to do it. Like, I want to try it. And it's the same thing that happens with everyone. Like, we have like every event, there's a person doing their first race and they're like nervous.
Yeah.
But one thing that you need to understand as well, it's like being nervous, it's a privilege. Okay? Sure. It's something that you don't feel every day in a good way. Now, you're about to do something amazing, something that you're going to remember, something that is going to turn into a great story. So, like these moments, it's like, it's just going to, it might change your life. It might change your way of thinking that you're capable of so much things. It unlocks so many things in your mind. So that's what I love about like any type of races, no? Like you
Yeah.
said, hard is good.
Hard is good. And, just real quick, Spartan racing changed my life. I wouldn't have Bodify. I would have never opened it if I didn't start Spartan racing with a certain group of guys, a group of people, that it all started with a little Tough Mudder race that on a whim, 10 people from Gold Gym went and did in Austin one day. And now we're fucking here. This is what we do, and again, when I tell you all the amazing stuff coming up in the next, hopefully by the next one, it's just amazing what this sort of stuff can do to a life. And it's changed my life, and it's changed a lot of people's lives, because now I get to help people every day. That's my job, and I don't take it for granted. I love it, and it's weekends like this that we get to celebrate it.
Yes, love this. Love the racing feeling. Love seeing the members like enjoying the race, getting awesome times. And for this is something that, like you said, like we started like with Spartan racing, and then pues we love the sport. And then a couple of years ago, we started with DEKA, no? And thanks to DEKA, uh, we came up with the hybrid class.
Yes.
No, a class that has gone through evolution, right? Like,
For sure.
guys, at the beginning, like when someone would ask us like, "What is DECA?" It was like, "Holy crap! How do I explain the 10 zones?" And it's not a CrossFit event. It might look like one, but it's not. And you run in between the zone. Like right now, for a lot of you, it might be easy to understand, but back then it was like super hard. So we had to like literally picar piedra poco a poco,
Yeah.
building the class. And thanks to a lot of the members that they believe in the project, they join us in every crazy stuff that we do.
Yeah.
we started like doing the class. Back then, we were like kind of like figuring how is the best way to get great at this, right? Same as
Yeah.
Spartan. Like at the beginning, we started figuring it out. Right now, it's like, okay, guys, we do this, we swing like this, we hold like this, and the same has happened with hybrid class. We started like showing people the movements, and then through the years, we started like being more efficient on each zone. Like the rower has technique, why it's important, running, like all those things, all those elements like came to finally to this class right here. And what I love about the new training program, right, and I mean, you're gonna probably explain a little bit more. It's like it's just not a workout class, and what I mean by that is just not like the coach came up with a cool workout and it's now on the board and guys, we're gonna do this. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. No, it's something that is structured. It's something that has purpose. Something that is gonna make you better. And chingao, but the coaches, not because they're my friends, but they're the best. They're the best.
Yeah.
They're passionate about this. This is the most important thing. One of the things that I can tell you about Spartan class is that this guy, myself, we're passionate about it. And our coaches from Bodify, they just like love the sport. It's like you hear us talking about hybrid, like when someone talks about football, basketball, something like that, no? Like the players and everything, the technique, the games, blah, 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 races. And now we also hear the members like talking about that. Uh, but I love that the structure has been reinforced, solid. Now even has running, which I love. So it's pretty much, ¿cómo puedo decir? Like the culmination, la culminación de todo into this
Yeah.
class.
Yeah. It evolved from, we didn't know, you're right. We're trying to, the only thing comparable at the time was CrossFit. and the CrossFit games and what people would see on TV. And, some people loved it. Some people, I don't want to do that. So it took time and, an investment in buying all the equipment and getting all that stuff for our people. But little by little, people started falling in love with it. And I think it's the way we started, this podcast on is, people recognize that it's a perfect blend of strength, endurance, athleticism. And it gets you in great shape. So I think the results speak for themselves when you do this type of training. So the way that it started, and to where it is now, it just took the evolution of even not only ourselves, but our members and really the city of Laredo embracing and coming to our events to where we can, now we can do this sort of stuff, that we need all this equipment, that we use them on the daily basis. And now we can give you this class, which is, in my opinion, a perfect class. We're not just running HYROX sims every day or DEKA sims every day and just beating the shit out of you because that's what you think works. No, we did our homework. We actually study this stuff. I got, tons of research.
What happens to the body,
Yeah, it's like what is going to get my members to be the best athletes at these events. And that's what we're building, and that's what we're building and building and building. And this is now, what started off is when we were doing it 3 times a week and just trying to make it work. Now it's 6 days a week. It comes with lifting and some days are just running, and we're doing zone 2 runs. We're doing threshold runs. We're doing intervals. We're doing, long runs. Everything is built into this program to where if you follow the system, it's not about beating yourself up every day. There's a plan. And if you miss one day, it's an important day. Every day has a meaning and has a purpose. And that's what I love about it too, is it's not boring. It's going to get you there. It's going to work. And, I've loved what I've seen so far. This is our 7th week into this program. So we kind of tapered it off today and yesterday. This week has kind of been a little easy on them. So they're like, man, give me more. And I'm like, wait, on Saturday, you're going to know why. You're going to be nice and fresh. You're going to be ready to roll. And my members are going to kick some ass. I know they are. And that's, I'm so excited to put it to the test, and I know they're feeling great. I see the progress. I talk to the coaches. Coach Dan and I talk all the time, and how everybody's doing. I'll sneak out there and I'll watch them a bit, because we have competitive Saturdays, and Saturdays are we learn how to compete, and that's where you're going to get the intensity. But during the week, we're building. And it's a hard thing for people to understand that don't understand the human body and fueling and all of this stuff. So I get it. It's a learning curve for some people, and they just want more. And I'm trying to, hold them back, pull on the reins a little bit, and like, hey, let's train with purpose and with science. And I guarantee that you are going to see the results as the year goes.
And one thing that I want to ask you, how does this program ties DEKA, HYROX, and Deadly Dozen? Because right now you see, like since probably the past 2 years, the hybrid racing has exploded, no? And we see all types of training program, online training programs. Sure. The top athletes are doing their training programs. Sure. Ahorita, por ejemplo, in Mexico City, everyone it's opening a HYROX class because it's the boom. Okay?
It's a trendy word for sure.
So my question, Pedro, is like, why does your class doesn't say HYROX or DEKA or Deadly Dozen? Like, how do I tie this together?
Well, it's, we're training energy systems, and it's a mix of all of them. Like the tagline of the class is, we're always ready. And it doesn't matter what you're going to put in front of us. We are training to be able to do it all. So in class, we're building you up on strength days, doing strength work. In running days, we're doing running work. And in between, you are hitting technical skills as well. So you'll see technique days and you'll be on a machine for 5 minutes, working on your technique. And you're not killing yourself. You're working on technique and you're getting better at it, because efficiency, efficiency in movement is half the battle with some of these movements. So it's a culmination of all of that gets you ready for your body to be able to perform no matter which one you're going to, whether it's HYROX, DEKA, or this weekend Deadly Dozen. You're going to be able to compete, and you're going to be able to compete at a high level. And that's the beauty of the class. That's the way I designed it. It's now when we're getting ready for a particular event, you might see more of the technique work where we're cleaning up things. Like in this next program that I'm pulling out, which starts this Monday, we're getting ready for DEKA Mile, which is on the 21st, and the next weekend is HYROX Houston. So now you're probably going to see a little bit less Deadly Dozen stuff, and you're going to see a little bit more DEKA and HYROX stuff. So there is a lot of technique things that we're going, but it really doesn't matter, because we're getting ready. We're getting your body ready to be able to compete no matter what you do. Even if you don't even compete in these events and you go do a Spartan race, I guarantee you're going to feel a whole lot better, because you're going to be in the best freaking shape of your life, because you are part of a well-balanced program.
Y una de las cosas también que me encanta, and I think that it's one of the main pillars of Bodify, is that who is this class for? It's for everyone.
Right.
Like, you can be like a person that hasn't worked out in a while, and believe me, like, that class will get you in shape. The coaches will show you the movements.
Right.
Like Pete said, you just have to show up. Okay? You just have to show up. And for example, if you're a more competitive athlete, you're gonna have competitive partners también ahí. And the coaches are competitive too. And it's for everyone. And one of the things that I always mention también is for people that they're training for the academy, Border Patrol, Police Academy, Fire Department. This is the class, believe me.
Yeah.
This is the magic spice. Okay? Why?
Sure.
Because it's gonna get you strong. It's gonna get you fast. It's gonna get you moving. Like, a lot of the mistakes that I hear from people, it's and I know this is not about that topic, but a lot of the people that I am gonna apply to Border Patrol, the first thing they do is join a big box gym, and they start lifting weights, which is not bad, but it's not the most convenient training. Why? Because from what I heard, you have to run, you have to be fast, you have to be able to lift heavy shit, and you have to be able to lift heavy shit and maybe run after that, no? Which is freaking hybrid racing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Endurance, all of that stuff matters for those people. As actually somebody just this week, Crystal was telling me that somebody just passed their test. So another great freaking story about that.
And Pedro, for example, what is the effort that people should put in this class? Like, do I go balls out every class? Do I make sure I complete the full 60 seconds of work? Like, what is the effort I should be putting in these classes?
So again, this is the beauty of the class. There's going to be, your coach is going to tell you how hard you're going in this day. So there's part 1, part 2, part 3, however many parts there are to the workout, there's different levels. So, hey, here we're going RPEs 5, which is, zone 2 stuff. You are going to get instructed on what zone you should be in. And when the coach sees you out of that zone, because that usually ends up being the problem, people go way too hard on a daily basis, he's going to bring you back down, and he's going to give you the reason why. Um, when you're working out 6 days a week, they cannot all be intense, guys. You can get away with that shit for a little while, but it's freaking science. You are risking all kinds of bad shit happening. You're risking injury. You're overdoing it. You are stealing from the next day. You're stealing from the next week of your workouts by not following the plan. You can be on whatever plan you want. A lot of them are great, but if you're not sticking to the plan, then it's useless. So that's what I love about this program is that in the actual workout for the day, there is a recommendation on how hard you should be going that day. So when it's threshold day, you should be going threshold.
Is it a recommendation or is it a prescription?
It's a prescription. Absolutely. Yeah, because you're going to hear about it. I heard Dan getting on him yesterday, right. This week we're going 50%, and then you see some guys, benching or squatting and they need somebody watching them. I go 50%. Nobody should be, you don't need a spotter, but take some weight off because there's ego lifting, and it's a learning curve. And I get it, everybody thinks more is more until you understand the way the body works. And, I still see it and it's okay. They're going to come around. I believe in them. I still see them. They want to double up on classes and I try to talk them out of it, but some people got to learn the hard way. They don't want to listen to, you don't listen to your parents when you're young. They're my teenagers right now, Chuy. They're the teenagers. I'm the parent. And, I have to look at them sometimes and I'm like, okay, you're let's do it your way. And, I try to knock some sense into them and sense will get knocked into them one way or another. Hopefully they listen to me. Hopefully they start. It's not a lot of people, but you know who you are.
I get it. Like, remember, like we used to do that.
We too. Like, I know. That's
we used to do freaking 3 races on the weekend. Like we will go to, I don't know, like Montana, and it was trifecta weekend, and we would do even more than 3 races because we would do this, like, let's say on Saturday was the Beast, the longest race. So we will finish that one. And then Sunday, we will go back to do the super and the sprint. And since we had the annual pass, we'll be like, let me do it again. And we would race again. So we got to a point where, okay, I enjoy these races, but how the hell do I get better?
Right.
How the hell does the elite athletes do it to be so fast and efficient and blah, 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 blah? It was focusing on a race.
Yes.
Pick one.
Yeah. And you're training, you got to understand training and the way the human body works. And especially I learned so much more, because that's why, I used to be that person, all the races, just being dumb, but you pay for it later and you pay for it in your performance. So if you really want to become elite, you want to jump on the podium, then you got to start taking this stuff a lot serious. And that's when I saw a lot of benefits is when I stopped being stupid and stopped trying to do everything. I'll go back to this. In 2018, I did the Dallas Ultra on a Saturday. The next Sunday, I did the New York Marathon. So the 30 plus miler, then I did 26.2 the next weekend. And then like 3 weeks later, me and Chuy went to Iceland and we did a 24-hour race right after that. You think my body recovered? No, it's like you leave so much on the table. You just don't understand how much you're leaving on the table because that's all you got at the time. But if I had trained smarter, and I guarantee you it would have been a whole lot better. So when I started doing that, I started seeing results. And then you start hitting a couple podiums and then you're doing it right. So again, people learn at different times. It takes some people a little bit longer. Some people, I hope they don't get injured, but you're risking injury when you start overtraining like that.
And simple as this, training without structure or without a plan equals burnout, or you're just gonna get plateau. That you're gonna get stuck, no?
Sure. Yeah.
Because you're doing random stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, you're telling the body different things. You're telling the body to do this today. You're telling the body to do this tomorrow, and then the body's like, "What about yesterday? That you just told me to work on this effort, and now you're doing this thing." Like we like una de las cosas que we always share with the Spartan class is like, guys, we have committed so many mistakes
Yes.
along our 10, 12 years of Spartan racing that we're literally showing you like, go this way.
Yeah, you're starting in year 6 because we made all our mistakes in the first 5-6 years, and then we really got it, and we got really good at it, and so now we tell you what to buy, we tell you don't buy this, we tell you what to eat, don't do this, don't do that. We're saving you the first 6 years of that sport, of all the mistakes that we committed. We're trying to do the same thing for the hybrid. I think we started strong. We got tons of great athletes at Bodify. We have tons of great athletes in Laredo that push each other, and it's generally great competition. For the most part, it's been pure positivity, and it's a beautiful thing to see. Like Coach Yancey says, the best drug in the world is fitness. It makes you feel good. It's just you can't help but smile at an event like Saturday is going to be.
Okay, Pete, if for example, like we have a lot of like success stories from Spartan classes.
Sure.
But what are some of the success stories that you can remember from a DEKA event locally or in Austin or HYROX, or like from members from like what are some success stories that you can remember?
I mean, I think there's too many, but there's one, and I won't say her name, but you barely get over the box. You kind of have to crawl over the box. On the step overs, and really struggled with the movements, but stuck with it, and stuck with it, and stuck with it, and from when she started doing it to now, it's a different person, not only physically, but mentally. And I think the confidence level, when somebody is more confident in themselves and the self-esteem starts to come in and showing, and the community aspect of it, where it just helps, that everybody gets in this mode where they're cheering each other on, and it just builds the community itself. That's where I see, and there's many of those stories. There's stories of even staff members that would never try that's not my thing. Front desk people that try it, and now they like, oh, let me sign up, let me do it, and like, hey, you got a spot for me, can I sneak one in here?
Can we do it too?
Yeah, exactly. You hear that all the time when like out of nowhere, that they see so many people having such a great time, so I love those stories, just even with my staff, but just the members. My favorite, is always when kids watch their parents, or even the kids one. I'll tell you one thing. Joel last summer did a class there at Bodify, and it was a summer camp, and we ended up doing a DEKA event just for the kids. And it was the cutest freaking thing. I mean, it was my favorite event by far that we've ever done, and it was just a bunch of parents watching their kids compete and struggle. I mean, there was tears, there was complaining, but at the end of the race, when they got their medal, it was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, between parent and kid. And they were so proud of themselves. Their parents were so proud of them. That's probably one of my favorite stories is that event that Joel had for him. It was like a modified version of DEKA. We had the DEKA medals made for them. It was freaking amazing. So tons of stories, Chuy. I can't name them all, but those are some of my favorite for sure.
While you were talking, I was like kind of like going like Pokemon cards. Like, which one can I tell? There's so many.
For sure. There's so many.
Pero I think definitely one story that is still going is probably my tocayo Jesus Guadiana. and I just remember because I still remember the day he walked in through Bodify
He took my
and
class.
he signed up for classes, and he had gained like a lot of weight because that's what he told me, like, oh, I need to drop a lot of weight, blah blah blah. And then his wife Lolis was there too, and they both joined.
Yeah.
And this is like probably like 5 years ago. I don't know, maybe.
It was when I was coaching in the morning because he took my class. I remember it. I remember his first day.
And long story short, is like he started doing DEKA, and then, like you said, her daughters lo empezaron a ver, and then one day they go to World Championships. Marcela is in the World Championship. She got the second place. Like, it's just like a ripple effect, no?
They saw
thing, pum, 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 and then there's so many stories, like so many events and so many stuff. So like it's just pure wins.
Yeah, it's beautiful, man. She saw dad doing some cool shit. She wanted to do it. And you know what? The two girls, Marcela and Camila, they're a team at Deadly Dozen this weekend on Saturday. They're going to kick some ass.
Yeah, that's going to be exciting.
Hell yeah. You know, when I saw that, I was like, hey, the sisters are going to kick some ass. And then Chuy's doing it. So he'll be there doing solos. I just saw him a little while ago. And, you know, that boy's strong, man. He's going to do well.
Yeah. No, and there's so many like positive things and great stories. Like for me, it's just like, it was a class that I would have to wake up at 4:30 a.m. to, and believe me, waking up at 4:30 a.m. it's not that fun. No. But just the reward of that class and the stories, like one thing that I can remember también is it was this family, Sandra Treviño.
Oh, yeah.
And they were going for the class, and his son was training for the
I remember that
Border Patrol Academy.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And he was there every morning, 5 a.m., doing the class, waking up early, putting the work. And then at the end of the training program, like he made it to the academy. And then like one of the amazing things, it's not the only story, but it's one of the more recent ones that I remember. It's like he wrote me a small card with thank you. And that is just like,
yeah.
That is why we do this.
Yeah, makes it worth it. You know, it's all these stories. You bringing back memories just by talking about it with you. And here, it's the best job in the world. You know, I get to do it every day. I get to talk about it every day. You know, I get all these messages. You know, I love them all. Keep them coming, guys. I love to hear, you know, from you. And I get so many that they make everything. They make the hard days worth it. And believe me, there's hard days for us too. But you guys do me a lot of good by just sending me those messages. So I appreciate you guys.
So if you haven't trained with purpose, there's a good chance.
Yep. It starts after we trained you guys for Deadly Dozen. We're done with that one on Saturday. On Monday, we start the new program. It is designed to get you ready for March 21st and 28th, which is our DEKA Mile and Houston HYROX. So if you haven't tried it, come try it out. If you have, get ready for Monday. We're back to it.
So two important things. This Saturday, show up.
Yes.
Go support.
Yes.
Go and see. Get inspired. Cheer for people.
For sure.
Number 2, Monday is day 1.
Back to it. Yep. Back to it. Train with purpose. have a plan, trust the program, trust your coaches. We want what's best for all you guys. And you know what? The most important thing is have fun doing it all. Have fun on Saturday. Have fun in class. That's the beauty of it. Bodify brings out a lot of fun in their classes. We modify up, we modify down. It is in our freaking name. You know, Bodify started with modify. We were ready. There is no class that will not be able to be modified for you guys, whether it's Spartan, whether it's hybrid athlete, and whether it's strong. Anybody can do it. You just got to decide and show up and continue to come. Bodify coaches and staff will take care of the rest.
Correct. What are we missing, Science?
I think that's it, my brother. I think we're a little over on time. So I know we have some comments here. I saw one come in and it had me cracking up because in one of the chats, we were all showing our C4 energy drinks one morning, and it's become kind of a routine. Now instead of showing food, we're showing our energy drinks there, Chuy. And Jonathan said, this episode is brought to you by C4. Rock on, the Mango Fuego from C4. That's the shit. That is the shit.
Don't even tell me.
Oh, you don't have it in Mexico.
I don't get anything.
Dude, it is beautiful. It's great. I'm sorry, Olga, if you're listening. She gets mad at me every time I talk about energy drinks. I know, but it's my one habit. Come on. Jesse Cantu, leave it all out on the floor, no regrets. Yes, sir. I know you do. Tony, everyone can be a hybrid rock star. Absolutely. We got you. Chochi, Spartan trains you to climb walls for police academy. Yeah. Believe me, if you do our Spartan program, you will be the best police officer in Laredo. I'll get you ready. And yes, Theo Pete is always watching, Dave. Always. You know, I love you guys, and I want nothing but the best for you. I want you nothing but the best kind of training for you guys, and that's what we keep on doing for you every day. So yes, Theo Pete, maybe he gets mad at every now and then, but he loves you and he means well.
Great. Well, we'll be stay in touch. In a couple of days, we'll be getting another topic. Una de las cosas que I really want to tell or say is that let us know what we want to talk about. ¿De qué quieren que hablemos?
Yeah, give us some tips, give us some hints. What interests you?
Because there's some topics that we can talk for hours.
Like this.
And there's like topics that we can like do like small shows. For example, running. There's so many things that we can talk about running. Okay?
Yeah.
Like from gear, all the way from distance, races, tempos, effort, training, weight training. Because yes, if you're a runner, you also need to lift weights. Okay?
Yep. For sure. Yeah, there's all kinds of topics we'd love to talk to you guys about. Nutrition, all kinds of things. Whatever, even something, off the beaten path that you guys want to talk about. I'd be happy to talk to you guys about anything. Shows, fun shows. Chuy and I are always in disagreement on movies, and we never agree on any of that shit.
On Chuy Tomatoes.
It's Chuy's Tomatoes instead of Rotten Tomatoes. We don't ever agree. So that would be a fun one if we could talk about movies one day. Anything, we'll have a good time with it. And but yes, let us know in the comments. We go back and we read them all. So we can have some fun and talk about what you guys want us to talk about.
Perfecto.
All right, guys. Peace. Do some hard shit. See everybody on Saturday. Be good cheerleaders.
This episode was produced by Bodify Functional Fitness.